Welcome back to the channel, guys. My name is Warren. I'm a banker here in London and a property investor across the UK. My goal is to live free and independently on my own terms from property. So I'm looking for an income of £3,000 per month from property. Subscribe and like if that's your goal, if you want to live free and independently and build your wealth. Now guys, I saw this video on another person's channel. His name was Franklin. I really resonated with this because it's a Jamaican lady who came over to the West, I think she's in America, to work and to build her wealth and send it back home and go back to Jamaica. That was my grandma literally in the 50s. That is how we came to live in the UK. That's why I'm here now. So I had to watch it and react to it on this channel because there's a lot of links to wealth building as well, which is what I'm all about. So let's get straight into it.
Become my foreign. Foreign nice, you know, me not lie. Foreign nice.
Foreign is abroad, basically. That's what Jamaicans call abroad, foreign.
Opportunities here, but one thing people not telling about foreign. And when time people do telling about foreign, and the things say them bad mind and they don't want to come here and the whole shebang. So let me tell you about foreign. There are opportunities in America. Me not lie about that because things where we can attain in America in a small period of time probably will take somebody a lifetime in Jamaica to reach those same achievements, right? But with America, you have to understand that this is a plantation. The society was built off of the same formula that they use to maintain the plantations. So when you come into the workforce in America and then tell you about the American dream, and you did there try to catch the American dream, which is the house with the white picket fence, the husband, the 2.5 kids, the good education and the big job, and all of these big cars and everything where you have to maintain. The catch is you're going to work till you're dead, till you're literally dead.
Okay. Wow. So she makes some good points, right? So first of all, she said a lot of Jamaicans come to America, UK. She talked about the American dream, but it's the same concept with the UK. A lot of Jamaicans go to US, Canada, and the UK. And why? To attain stuff, to build up an income. They get paid. You get paid better wages abroad than you would in Jamaica. But the catch is, guys, it's a plantation, yeah? No matter what, whether you're black, white, Asian, you can almost take race out of it, guys. It applies to everyone. In these countries, in these Western countries, yes, you get a higher standard of living than you would in most other countries in the world. We are blessed to live here in America, in Canada, in the West, but they take their pound of flesh, guys. You will work, as she said, literally until you're close to death. You retire at, what is it, 65 over here? I don't know what it is in America and Canada, but you will work, especially if you're working class. I'd rather be working class in the UK than in America, but you know, this whole cost of living stuff that's going on at this moment in time and wages being flat, it's a madness, guys. It is a plantation. That's why you buy assets and build wealth independently. But let's carry on.
Turn over, resurrect, your soul come back in a new body and work again to pay off the American dream. Okay? So me I tell you now, say the American dream is a fraud. You can come get it if you want, but you have to work till you're dead. You have people who in them 50s, 60s right now I work double shifts, 16 hours a day them I work.
That's mad, like double shifts. My mum worked 2 jobs for a lot of the time when I was growing up. I was at the childminder a lot. Why? Because she had to. Same with my grandma. How many of you watching this are working double shifts, 2 jobs? How many of your parents had to do that? How many of your grandparents had to do that? This stuff resonates.
And then can sit down, then can go to go sit down and chill and laugh with them bridging like how you do a Jamaica on the job. Then can show up late a morning time. Then can I go. Then can have bad customer service. Then can drink one beer pan them break. Then can do none of that. Them have to go to work and you literally walk. Some people only get one 30-minute break in a 8 hour. When you're supposed to get 2:15 and a 30. And when your 8 hour done, your boss come and tell you, say, yo, you have to stay. You're mandated to work another 8-hour shift. And because you have to pay for all of this American dream or you got trust from the bank and you have all of these loans and debt, you have to stay there to work that other 8 hour, right? So run come a foreign if you don't want, but me I tell you say be prepared for the truth. And the truth is, when I go work.
She touched on another good point, guys, the debt. I worked in banking, I work in banking. I spent about 6-7 years in credit risk, which is all to do with debt and working with customers to pay back their debt. In other words, you're on the bank's naughty step. Once you start getting into a situation when you're in debt and you can't repay it, that is the worst position to be in economically anywhere in the world. It's a vicious cycle, guys. And again, I did 6 years working with individuals and businesses. I've been in scenarios where customers have been like across the table from me, literally crying because they couldn't repay the bank debt and, you know, everything that comes with that. So yeah, it's not a good position to be in.
From the bank, and you have all of these loans and debt, you have to stay there to work that other 8 hours. Right? So run come a foreign if you don't want, but me I tell you say be prepared for the truth. And the truth is, when I go work till you're dead. And if you don't work till you're dead, you go almost dead. So here what you do, when you come a foreign, have a 10-year plan. You work hard, you get every money where you can get. You send your money back a yard. Me don't want to hear about how Jamaica violent. Me don't want to hear about that you buy a piece of land and you build one house and you put on one car down there and you cut.
So I got some thoughts on that. I love what she said. I mean, she didn't miss at all, as the caption said. Okay, and as I alluded to earlier on, that was my grandparents. They actually planned, my grandma, funny story, she had these like drums. They were almost like barrels in her house for decades because she always planned to go back to Jamaica eventually. She, yes, came over in the 50s because she was invited over by the Queen, by the government to come and rebuild the country. But she always planned on going back to Jamaica. My gran died in the UK. She never made it back. And I think a big part of that is because when you come here to the UK, and you tell me what you think, especially if you have, you know, second, third generation migrant, when you come here, you're able to buy things that will take decades to buy back home, as she said, you know, in the motherland, Caribbean, Africa, Asia, wherever you're from, especially when you introduce debt into that, because you have the ability to buy today and pay tomorrow, more like 5-10 years. And in order to pay 5-10 years down the line, you are going to work. You're not going anywhere, guys. So the catch is that you stay working forever, especially when we talk about flat wages, as they have been more so in our generation. And the rising cost of living, right? So I've worked in banking for 15 years now, guys, and I'm not supposed to tell you this, but I'm going to tell you, I'm going to let you in on a big secret that not a lot of people know. The whole system that we live in, this capitalist system, which, by the way, I am a full participant in. There's no other alternative system, is there? We don't live in Cuba or the old USSR, okay? It's a capitalist system, but it's built, guys, to have a few people on top who own the means of production and the assets and have the masses, most people working. It doesn't matter if you're a director at a bank who's on millions of pounds per year, all the way down to someone on the tills at Primark, guys. They all work, okay? They all have to work. Yes, the person up there has a higher standard of living than the person down there, but they're all working. None of them can say, you know what, I'm not going into work for the next few months because I just don't feel like it. I want to do something else. I want to write poems. I want to go traveling. None of them can do it, guys, no matter where they fall on that scale. But the people who can do that are the people who own the assets, the people who own companies, who own property, who own stocks. Those ownership, guys, is what gives you freedom in life. And I learned that early on working in banking in the debt recovery system. And that's why I'm on this strategy to live free and independently through property, which is an asset that I actually happen to love at the same time. I love doing it, guys. So that is how you become free. Okay, it's basic financial literacy, but you would be surprised how many people do not understand this. Now, the question for you guys is, first of all, how many of your parents, grandparents, siblings, partners have done what this lady was talking about? Worked until you're dead or near dead. Your life is just consumed with work. We all have to work. I work, but I have a plan to get out of it. But how many of you have seen that or are doing it now, but want a different outcome for your life, guys? I certainly do. I do not plan on working in an office for a company for the rest of my life, not even for the next 10 years, unless I want to. Now, there's a very big difference between doing it because you have to and want to, but that's why I'm stacking assets. I'm buying houses, right? I'm investing in property so that I do not have to turn up for a job and do a 9 to 5, often longer, unless I really want to, okay? That is what I'm in it for, guys. I'm in it for freedom. I hope you are too. If you're not, that's fine. You might love your job, you know, and there's nothing wrong with that as well. If you love your job, I mean, that's like prime. That's a great position to be in, as long as it's not taken away from you more than it gives. Likely not if you love your job. So the way to give yourself freedom and give yourself options and de-stress your life, spend more time with loved ones, spend more time doing what you love, pursuing dreams and goals, is to invest in assets, because those assets can produce an income to cover your costs, and that then gives you freedom. So I hope you get the heart and the thinking behind this video. Really loved that was off TikTok. Really, I'm on TikTok, by the way, just thought I'll put that in there. Follow me on there. But yeah, that was off TikTok. But you know, sometimes you come across videos that you're like, yeah, that's good, that makes good sense, I'm gonna share that. So I hope you found value from it. Like, subscribe, I'll see you guys on the next one.